Alright guys, coming at you from a league challenge in Manhattan, Kansas. It's about an hour and a half away from where I normally go to. Today, I will be playing Raging Bolt EX. I don't know what the expected turnout is because I've never been to this local store before. I said that I was playing Raging Bolt EX. So I'm using that list from All Out Blitzel that he placed top 8 with in the Smart Series. He's playing a copy of Badu. I'm playing a copy of Slitherwing. I know that somebody in my car is playing Jolted Box and that the other person is playing Grimmsnarl. I didn't want to play Enzorark, even though I'd take a really good Grimmsnarl matchup. I just wanted to make sure that whatever came my way, I felt comfortable, especially going into a new local metagame that I'm not really sure what that is. So we'll just see how the rounds go. They made a Smith deck list. It's gonna be best of 1. Looks like right now it might be 4, maybe 5 rounds. So we'll just see if I can secure the dub today. This is the list I'm using today. It's got Cornerstone Ogrepon for the Goldango matchup in case anybody is playing that pre-black-white on format, and Slitherwing for the Jolted Box players. Looking forward to playing Raging Bolt for the first time in a couple of weeks. Alright, so I just finished round 1. Played against Andrew, Manhattan local. Not somebody that I know personally, but maybe I'll get to know if I keep coming out here. Store is super nice. They asked me to not record inside, and then they also were kind of stingy about me taking pictures of the opening draw. So I'm just gonna film outside today. I'm just not gonna worry about getting the photos, but I'll still make sure to do the round reports. So I played against Dragapult Charizard. He was playing Crispin, Psychic Energies, wasn't playing the Luminous build, which I've played against before. It was interesting for a minute, but he basically just had to like attach pass to a Dreepy. He chose first, which was odd. Maybe he's playing more consistency outs. He had a Brock Scouting and Crispin in his deck, which I think the Brock's is more normal, but then the Crispin isn't. I just got super far ahead. I was able to establish a bunch of basics and put 1 energy onto Baby Bolt so that I could threaten Thunderburst Storm for 60 on the next turn with just a Crispin. And he kind of just didn't find basics for a while. He said he kept drawing into a certain card, which at the end of the game he revealed that his ace spec was Neo Upper instead of Unfair Stamp, which made it very much more playable for me. Not that I was really worried about being stamped. I was able to develop Mew really early. I just didn't have the bench space to put down Fez and double Hoodoo. But then eventually, at the end of the game, he just attacked into a Raging Bolt, and then I showed him the outs to 5 energy in play, and took a Swift-ish 1-0. Again, best of 1, so about 20-ish minutes for that round. Definitely felt good. I'm not sure what the room looks like right now with like who's playing what. I think somebody was mentioning Blissey Walls during our set, which is fine. I think also there was a Ho-Oh mentioned. So definitely some decks that I can prey on. I'm not super worried about like getting matchup rouletted. I don't think there's a Guardy. I did hear that there was a Zacian spread and it did sound like it won. So maybe I'll hit that. I kind of don't want to. It's one of the decks that I like feel like is a no matchup where I can do fine against it. But if they just have like Postwig, Hops, Cramorant, and the Belt and Snorlax on the 2 turns that they get to use that card, it can get kind of ridiculous fast. Finished round 2. Just played against Michael Maller. Played Wallstall in the first vlog at Collector's Cache. Playing Blissey Walls again. This time with the Raging Bull matchup. This is really why I wanted to play the Cornerstone today. I understood that coming here, especially to a local metagame that I have no idea who's going to be what, just knowing that he would be here, I heavily considered playing it or not playing it. Playing it just means that I have the out to loan Fergraph, but not playing it means that if he susses out that I can't take more than 5 prizes on his board, I basically instantly lose the game. I think early on he made a mistake where he gusted up my Slitherwing because I wanted the Ancient in play, so that just in case I needed to use a different Pokemon than Cornerstone for some reason. And he gusted it up, which was the right move, but then he didn't move his damage off of Fergraph onto my 1 Hoodoo in play to knock out Hoodoo and Slitherwing, but he instead moved it to the Cornerstone, which I knew from our set 2 weeks ago that he was playing the Roaring Moon version. So I think what he wanted to do was he wanted to move it to that so that I couldn't use Noctowl that I had searched out with Fancall. It was pretty close because I kind of needed to make a response. He ended up finishing the game attacking with Roaring Moon, so then I had outs to Sada, Double Grass, any energy, and then Iron Leaves. I saw to that turn, immediately draw the third energy I need, put Leaves in play. My outs were like really high. I'm playing both tech cards, one for locking, and then the other one for just like Goldango walls specifically. But yeah, it's good so far. 2-0. Need to keep it up. The rest of my car is also 2-0, so I'm assuming I'm gonna hit one of them soon. It's either Grimmsnarl or Joltik Box. Not sure what else the other tables around me were playing, but so far looking really good. Played against Caius Thorpe, who is our local Lawrence Joltik Box player. Good matchup for me, so 3-0. Was pretty quick in the 2-2-2. Did a cute play at the end of the game where I actually used Slitherwing to do 240 to Blood Moon, and then the burn actually ticked it over to 260 for the knockout. I had to like use Prime, and then I had to throw away Boss super early, which was really unlucky. I didn't have like the best starting hand, because like I drew Nestball for turn, but I had a Hoodoo and an Owl already in my hand, so I could have Nestballed for a Terra, or I get to Nestball for Fan Rotom and just say that the next turn I'm supposedly going to draw something good, which I did have an Ultra Ball in hand, so maybe I could have set up more one-prizers just in case I needed to, but I think I made the right call with just putting down Ogerpon and then Teal Dancing 2 at once. Yeah, right now I'm going to the convenience store to get a tea, so 3-0 and looking strong so far. The table next to us was, what was the table next to us? It was table 6. No, whoever was Nit was playing. He was on Grimmsnarl, and then the guy he was playing against was on something with Monkey Dory, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure either.
Okay, well.
It was probably what's the other? Was it a Pterodactyl?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really that worried. I gotta be so honest.
Yeah.
I think Nathan secures, and then he and I play. Just played against Nathan Dominguez in round 4. This was the other person that was in the car with me. They were playing Grimmsnarl Frostlass. Kind of a tough loss. Best of 1 kind of is just annoying for this reason, but I got Itchy Pollen twice. Or well, I got Itchy Pollen once, and then I couldn't play Ultra Balls out of my hand or Night Stretcher or anything to recover an energy to KO it with Fan Rotom. And then he didn't like get eager with evolving into the Grimmsnarl, which just let him set the pace because I took 1 prize on a Badoo, and then he went evolving the Grimmsnarl, and I didn't KO Grimmsnarl that turn. I had to, he Ioned me, and then I just like drew a handful of like unplayable cards. Like I drew just 4 basic Pokemon, no Stadium to put down so that I could put down a full bench so that I could keep playing. So 3-1, I'm imagining that, I don't know, I was playing like, the tables next to me were like Goldango, Dragapult, Gardevoir, Hobzation. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna hit this round, but I'm gonna just push on, not let the loss to Nathan get to me. I don't know. Like, I also just let Frostlass sit and play too long, which just stacked up all the damage counters he needed, so I could go Boss plus Shadow Bullet for game without even manipulating the damage with Monkey, which is like super tough. But yeah, just not having the items so I could search out Baby Bolt to snipe Frostlass early on just got in the way of things, and the game like just slipped out of my hands. I don't know. I didn't feel like I had a lot of control, but I also think that like I played into his outs because I won the coin flip, chose second, opened Fan Rotom, so I was like, okay, well if I find the Stadium, I just KO him. And my hand was 2 Lightnings, Sada. I should have just played out of the hand. I like had like mostly good cards, but I Ionoed for like, oh maybe I get the Donk since he opened Lone Impidimp going first and passed. But then I Iono and I don't draw the Stadium, so I just give him free outs to play the game. And he literally just drops 4 basics immediately after I Iono him, which is just like, oh well. Yeah, I just need to use Baby Bolt in that matchup and then just like not overextend. I don't know. I like pushed really hard for no reason. So 3-1. Just need to focus for the last round, and if I can get it, I can probably secure second. I don't know how my previous opponents finished, but I think most of them are doing well, which means my resistance should be super high, and hopefully if I win, I can just finish second and get the 12 points and whatever pricing there is. Just finished round 5, played against Jason Turnbull, Manhattan local. Didn't have much information about him going into the tournament, but maybe I'll start coming back up here. Depends on how many people want to join. He was playing Hopsization. During our game, it was pretty much 2-2-2. I had a slower start than I would have liked, where I had to use Prime Catcher to get into Ditto so that I could transform to start into Raging Bolt, so that on the next turn I was threatening damage. However, the first turn that I had Raging Bolt out, I wasn't able to use Sada or Crispin effectively so that I could threaten to KO his Hopsization immediately, which ended up working out in my favor maybe. My opponent ended up benching a second Hopsization and then researched while at 6 prizes still. So I was able to finish off the first station, and then when he went in for the Cramorant swing, I was able to put together the play that would allow me to use the second Raging Bolt in my deck to attack for 4 energy and the knockout, cutting off his Cramorant turns. And basically that just let me push a bunch of quick damage, and then he went in at the end of the game with Blood Moon Ursaluna, but didn't have the pieces to Iono as well. So from my huge hand, I just made Slitherwing, attacked for 90, attacked for 120, weakness makes it 240, and then the burn makes it 260 again for perfect math. So 4-1, pretty sure I'm locked for second unless my last round opponent, Nathan, loses to his current opponent, but we'll see. I think if he does lose, I might actually end up beating him on resistances. I'm just not 100% sure. My round 2 is playing my round 3, and then my round 4 is playing somebody I didn't play. So maybe nothing happens, so who knows. I think I got second, so I'll just cross my fingers and hope that my resistances carry me. If the undefeated is no longer undefeated at the end of this round, maybe I'm first. Alright, finally home from today's tournament. Felt like a really long day. I left my house at about 4 p.m. and I'm now back at my house and it's a little after midnight. Obviously I stopped to eat food a little bit ago and now I'm home. First place with Raging Bolt. Am I happy that I got the result? Absolutely, but there's definitely room for improvement. I feel like I kind of let my game go and I eased off the brakes, thinking I had a easier matchup against the Grimmsnarl, but now I'm not too worried about that matchup. I think I've figured out a better game plan, and I definitely am going to keep in mind getting Badoo locked out of my Ultra Balls going forward.
Very successful tournament. The 3 people in the car finished first, second, and third respectively. Shout out to CJ Fernalius for being the one to put an end to Nathan's win streak. Very strong opponents for all of my rounds. I think my familiarity with my Raging Bolt list was extremely helpful in making sure that I could navigate through all the opponents that I played. If there's anything that I would improve on my list, the one counter catcher didn't ever come up as entirely necessary, and I'm not 100% set on the Blood Moon Iono package instead of just having an extra Raging Bolt to Sada 2 every single turn. Going through all my stuff here just to pull out the nice cards. Back to back with the Nidoking is quite funny, but lots of good cards. I'm sure that people will want them. Getting the Petrels is actually super nice because I've been needing to get those. Thanks for watching.